Hey everyone, back to our V6 120 Prado. Good nice bit of sunshine today. You can see the problem. This is a bit useless, isn't it, like that? And in full drives, if you're traveling, or even if you're not, just handy to have storage. I mean, you know, all these little compartments they provide you with. The back of the 120's got a heap of space in here. Nice, slim, trim panels sort of thing. It has got drink holders there. They just don't bulk up and bulk out as much as the 150s, particularly in the GXL. The GX and the 150. Not bad, but what we're going to do, we did this on the other 120. On the other 120 we used the stainless steel color. This one's the black powder coated option storage container from Kaon. You know Kaon by now, don't you? Kaon.com.au, and there's the part number in case you want one, but whatever, right? Oh, sorry, I was too quick, was I? KS0513. That's what it says, doesn't it? KS0. Oh, there's two different ones, right? So this is the same instructions, probably for the 150 and the 120, I'm going to guess. Some different part numbers depending which car. Once again, this is the 120, and there's storage available for the 150s. So to get this on there, pretty straightforward. I've done a video on it before. I'm not going to waste too much time here. We've also got the rear window basket, right? That's a new thing. I don't even know if it's out yet. Is it on the website? Don't hassle them, just wait and see. You know, when I order stuff, I speak to them because I've got a few ideas about things, and you know, it's done differently, so I don't really know what's on the website. I have a look every now and then, but I think there's hundreds of products, so I can't remember it all. Point is, to remove it all, we've got to pop this trim off, which is not that hard. There's a few screws, because there's screws or something holding this plastic on from behind, so if you try and get that off, you'll just break it. This strap's just going to get discarded, it's useless. Get rid of that, cut that off. So open this up, take the tools out, take the two screws out from in here. I think there's one there, might be one in behind those clips. So pop those clips off and have a look. I think that's it. Then you just got your clips, and if you get in underneath at the bottom here, get a little flat blade if you want, just down the bottom where you're not going to see a little mark, or if you've got trim tools, use those, but you don't need to have trim tools. Once you can get your fingers in there, just gently pull, and the clips, they just all pull straight off towards you. So what I'll do, I'll get it off, and then I'll show you what it looks like behind. And this is pretty straightforward. You just use the existing holes there from memory. I should probably have a look at the instructions. I'm just going by memory. This is like a spacer, goes underneath at the bottom, because the plastic obviously must not be flat or something from memory. Little nuts and bolts supplied with a kit to bolt that to the door so it's rock solid, and then you just pop it back on. You just got to kind of hook this trim in under that one. A couple of different ways to do things, and then just push, clip it all on, and then put your screws back in. Beautiful. So I'll get the trim off and show you the next stage. Okay, so pretty straightforward, but this has never been off in 17 years, I reckon. Why do I say that? Well, there's a lack of dust and a lack of repair evidence. You know, see all the original icky sticky stuff. There's even a bit of the dog hair. Can you see that from the dog hair? A bit of stuff floats around and it's got in there, but I don't think anyone's pulled that off. I think that's just, I'll get the compressed air, give it a blowout, give it a cloth, you know, got the yellow cloth ready for action. You know how they go. Costco, doesn't bother me, no shares there either. But these clips, what are they still doing there? All right, so we're going to show you what to do with those. You're going to need to have a look at the back of your trim. This is before you even get to changing that. And make sure all your clips are still there. All right, there's that one. We might just get rid of this bracket altogether, because it's just going to save weight and rattling around. So I might just cut that out and bust that away and get rid of that whole bracket. But these clips, they just slide in and out, kind of like that. Right, so you need to carefully pop them out of the door. I'll show you how to do it, and just make sure they go in. Hard to do one-handed with a trim that's about to slide on the floor, but they just pop in. You can see where they pop in. So that one not in properly, have a look. Might not be, some of them, they'll need to be removed and refitted. See these little black fiber washer type things, whatever they are. If you can find those, pop them back on as well. Just try and keep it as original factory as you can. The one in the middle missing, that's that one right there. You get the drift. So I'll fix up all the clips, but my point is check them all, because you might find one that's, let me try and find one that's, there you go. Right, you might not notice that one, see, it's sort of half ripped out. It's just because they were so tight. One by one, I start at the bottom, so I get the little flat blade in here just to make a little gap. As soon as I can get my fingers in, probably not right where the clip is, about here somewhere. All right, fingers go in, and then drop the screwdriver and pop, 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 go around the outside first. You do have to sort of give it a bit of it, because you've got two at the top in the middle here at each side. There's that washer I was talking about, can just stay there. Yeah, so as much info as possible. Hope you like it. Hit the like button, subscribe. Trying to show you the easy way. So now I'm going to fix the clips and do the cleanup. That's right, I better show you how to get these clips out. I've done it before. Might seem odd, but side cutters, we're not cutting them, but side cutters is one of the best things for doing stuff like this. Now, if only I could hold a camera with one hand, if I could multitask, it'd be good, right? So don't squeeze them like this. Don't squeeze them and cut it. It's just close it enough to go like that. All right, see how easy that came out? Did you see that? With that much sun and reflection on it, if I saw it or if you could see it. Thank you, Doug. So the door's clean and that washer blew off, so I stuck it on the clip instead. That's a good door, actually. Like I said, awesome vehicle, mate. Good pickup. Needs a few things still. I'm not excited about that bottom door rubber, but that's another video. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe, turn the bell, and we'll sort that out. But this is a good door. One of the cleanest doors I've ever seen. Who's ever been that excited about a Prado rear door? Get the trim over here on the bench, or it's a good idea to put some carpet down, or take it inside the house, put it down on the carpet so you don't scratch the other side of the trim. I'm not too fussed for a cheap car. Rubbing around on the bench a little bit. It's a little bit dusty. Look at all that. We've had a bit of wind and a bit of debris come in, but not too bad. I've given it a bit of a clean up. Now we're just going to take these screws out. Wow, see how fast I am. And then obviously the screws are out, so you've got the plastic and the net behind, and there's a couple of clips there, and it's just going to drop out like that. This basically is useless. It's going to get thrown in the bin. Told you, dog hair, right? It's even got the price tag, $1.99. Anyway, dog hair, sand, car's been to the beach. So you get the picture of the history of the vehicle. It used to take the dog to the beach, right? That's the story being told here. So we'll just put that aside for now. We'll probably keep the screws because they could be handy for something, but I'll spin it around, and there's the story. See, the sand and the dog hair. So I'll give that a bit of a clean up, of course. And I'm not going to break that strap off, because why am I not going to do that? There's a clip on the back of the bracket, that's right. So yeah, don't forget that one. Here we go, I'll spin it around. Of course, because that's there, even though you could live without it, I actually want that clip, even though it's not the best, strongest bracket. But then when the screw goes in, that's what holds it secure, the clip. We want that, right? So don't do that. So that's why you watch the whole video. Don't start doing things as soon as you hear that. So I'll go clean this and I'll get rid of these straps. Okay, so long story short, see that sort of like a recess. You can see at each end, it drops down there, and that's why if you sit that on there, hey, it'll work, but there's a gap there. And that's why they've got this spacer that obviously just sits, can't go like that. So it just sits there, enough to cover those 3 holes to support that. Piece of cake. And then you get your bag of nuts and bolts they supplied, and put the bolts through the hole. Shouldn't be that hard. Get it in the hole. Same old problem. All right, anyway. They're a bit tight, but oh, they're little, must be, what are they, M3, M4 hex, something like that. And I can't get them in the hole. Well, I only tried one, but there it is, right? So I think that's how it goes, or is it meant to have the washer on it first? Does the washer go behind? Good question. I should check the instructions. Let me do that. So my guess was correct. It is the bolts go through and then the washers all go behind, and some of them are a bit tight. So you need a little M8 spanner. It's my little old Sid Chrome one, right? Beautiful. And a little M3. So what I did, I just sat them in. The ones that didn't want to go in, I just helped them in. I put them in like a screw, so now they should be tight enough. They might not fall off. I'll get the nuts and the washers off, flip it over, we'll put the nuts and washers on and tighten it all up. Was actually easier to do on our carpet section, because you want to stand it up and get to each side. Left hand on the 8mm, right hand on the whatever. You can use power tools or not. Doesn't matter how tight on these, just close them all the way in. They're nylocks, they're never going to come loose. Happy days. It's time to put the trim back on. Okay, I'm going to show you how to put this trim back on, because it can be a bit fiddly. I don't have any trouble. It's actually really easy, but whenever you do it on camera, that's when you have trouble. So make sure all your clips are right. I've done that. Everything's secured. It's definitely ready to go back on. You need to carefully bring it into position. And the 150s are a bit different. It's probably easier just to pull the side trims off, and it might even be with these. But so what we've got to do is, I'll get there in the end, trying to It's actually good if you got a third hand, but none of us have, right? So we just sort of want to get that up, and that trim, pull the back edge of it out. I don't know if I'd get in the way of the video. Did I get in the way of the video? I hope not. Right. So like I said, I'm going to struggle because there's that extra hand. See, I've got the knee under. There it is, right? Might just leave that like that for now and just go to the other side because that will come into position. I'm using the knee now. I'll swap knees. So then we've got two hands. We sort of want to pull that side one out a little bit to put that trim up. No. I'm not that good at it, all right? Especially on camera. So if I can do it, you can do it. Come on. That one I think is just going to pop in. I think that one's going to be all right. Once it goes up a little bit. No, maybe I don't know what I'm doing after all. Yeah. So that's that one. Now what we're going to do, I'm using the leg now, not the knee. I want to pull this trim. If I had a flat blade here, but I didn't bring it, and now I can't let it go, so it's hanging off. So have your flat blade handy, because we want to go up and in like that, and then that last little bit will just probably pop on in a sec. Should do something like that anyway. Yeah. This is going to be your hardest part. It's not hard. It's just me. Right, so what'll probably be better now, if I've got all my clips lined up, is to tap a couple in like that. So then I don't have to hold it anymore, and then that'll just fall into position, right? So boom, 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 boom. I don't know if I got in the way of the video. I don't want to get famous. I'm not really that shy, but I just don't want to be famous, really. Right, just double, you can see how many times you want to hit the door. The clip's not even in yet, and you can just, like I'm pulling it, it's not going anywhere, just double check it. Yeah. The 150s are a pain. They've got these little clips. There's one on these side pillars. They're a bit different. They've got these clips on the side pillars up here and here, and they sort of fall off. And so really the 150 is better off taking these, which means you take the top trim off first, I think, from memory. I'd have to go back to it to then get the side trim off. So top trim, I think from memory, it's got 4 clips, boom, boom, you know, spread out. 2 side clips, right? So take the top trim off, easy. Side one's out, you might drop the clips, trim's coming off anyway. Once you put the metal things back on the back of the plastic trim, it'll push in clean after you put this on. So on the 150, you put this on first. Make sure you got your clips out of the door first if they fell off. Clip the side trim on, and then clip your top trim on. That's the best way to do it. These works this way. I'm not saying the right way isn't to take that. You can take the top and the side one off, but on the 120, I've never had the problem of the side clips falling off. The 150 happens all the time, and if you don't have those clips on, this will be rattling around and probably do your head in, and you just know, if you're like me, you're just OCD problem. Anyway, how good's that? I'll finish getting it back together. Job done. How good's that? Beautiful. Rock solid. You could just, if you pulled on that hard enough, you'll pull the clips, but I'll tell you what, it takes a lot to pull these clips, really. The old 120 doors, mate, they come apart and go back together really good. Another reason why I love the 120s. Mate, you might as well upgrade yours and, you know, get rid of that silly net. And look at that storage in there. It's probably 60, 70 mil, quite deep. I fit a lot of stuff in it. Surprising how much stuff you fit in there. Can't live without it. Job done. Catch you on the next video if you're subscribed. See ya.